welcome back.
I'm Adam.
I'm Brett.
And we are
the WALTWINS.
If this is your first time here with us though, welcome. Consider subscribing and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything we do, no matter where we're doing it. We are in Brett's Brickyard Bistro today.
That's right.
But we're not cooking.
That's right. As the mayor of Sabertown here at Triple B, I decided, Adam, let's do a little, let's have a little chat.
Yeah.
Instead of some cooking.
Now, this comes by way of a lot of questions that have been asked over and over and over again, not only here in our comment sections, but in Facebook groups, even on TikTok I've seen the questions. It seems everywhere I go, people are still curious about the Ultimate Griddle from Pit Boss and also the Sierra Griddle from Pit Boss. Both are phenomenal. Well, they're all extremely phenomenal. You know we absolutely love griddle cooking. We wanted to share some of the things that we have learned in the 8 months that we've been cooking on this griddle with 100 cooks on the Sierra that I have at my place. And 150, 160 between all the units that we have on these Ultimate Griddles. We both have a 5-burner.
Yeah, we both have the 5-burner. We both have the Sierra. I've got about 20 to 30 on my Sierra. At least, and I've got at least a good 50 on the 5-burner. And I say at least because I'm out here cooking so much, and of course I'm not making tick marks of how many times on which unit am I cooking on. I love them both.
Right, but we do kind of keep track of the Sierra that I use at my place, particularly because we are really trying to see how long this will last. So these are 3 kind of big takeaways that we have learned in the time since we started cooking on the griddles. Brett, the first thing?
Oil, or the lack thereof. We have learned, and this is where I learned the hard way, is by putting oil on after the burn off of the 5-burner at first, and I've learned you don't need to do that. In fact, with the Sierra, I've maybe put oil, I don't know if I've put oil on at all, actually. We cooked oil on when we did the egg rolls, but I don't think I've never laid oil down to cook, and every time I clean it, it's as good as new.
Right, and it is one of those things that even in the manufacturer's notes that when you get the griddle, it does say to season, put a layer of oil. We learned with Brett's Sierra to just do the burn off, and we didn't do the oil layer. Now, if you keep it outdoors or someplace where you are worried at some point it might break down, then you might need to, but the questions came a lot. It's ceramic coated, why would you need oil? And I kind of wondered that. Now, some of it does kind of help act as almost like a lotion for your body. You've got pores and things on there. But since seeing how well Brett's has taken, I've stopped using oil almost entirely on my Sierra as well. And we are finding it's one of those situations where less is more or no is more.
None is more. None is all you need.
None is all you need. And so I use it if a cook calls for it. Otherwise, I don't. Oil has been a big thing that we have learned. Experiment, try it yourself, let us know. The thing is by not using oil, you're not damaging the griddle. The ceramic coated, this armor plated ceramic coating is amazing, and it's held up very, very well.
And it's tougher than you think. Like I know with the griddle kit, it comes with that scouring pad and handle. I saw someone make a comment saying, "I'm not touching that. I'm not touching my griddle with that," as to say that they were too afraid, thinking it was going to scratch it up. These things are tough. They're tough as nails, and we wash it after every cook. It comes out brand new, and we beat these things up pretty good.
And you might at some point see some superficial scratches while you're using a scouring pad or something like that. Make sure you are using what they recommend, which is like the backside of a scrubby sponge.
The green side.
I use a Scrub Daddy. I just make sure I've got really good hot soap and water, which by the way, that's going to lead us into our second point, but we did want to mention that. Super durable. The oil for us right now, we're seeing less is more. Again, comment below and let us know your experience with that. Brett, the second point is the cleaning.
Should I bring it up now? Cleaning.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Surprise!
Zinger, didn't know that was coming.
Yeah, this one now, because of the no oil and everything, we have not had to do one deep clean on the Sierra. Like I said, I'm a good 20, 30 cooks in at least, and it just doesn't need it. Haven't had to need it because the little black specks and the black marks, stains that you're getting on there is burnt on oil, and so that's when you take on the deep clean, which you can use. You want to explain that process real quick?
Yes, so that's what I was going to say. We do have a video, the link right there, for the deep clean in the event that you need it. Now, the problem is the more and more you deep clean, the more likely you are over time to really break down the coating. Again, something we haven't experienced yet. We're still trying to find the center of the Tootsie Pop, if you will. We're seeing how many bites does it take to get to the center, or how many licks?
So far, it's way more than 3. I can tell you that much.
And so we're still working on that, but I think I've done it maybe 3 times, that deep clean. Because at first I would do like a good dozen cooks, and then I'd get some of those stains on there, so I'd do a deep clean. since I stopped using oil, I don't need the deep clean.
Yep.
We do have a how to clean the griddle, and we follow that more specifically. But Brett, real quick, what's the process for your quick clean, which we do after each griddle?
And I was going to say, I highly suggest, I would require that you do this after every cook. I see some griddles, the videos that are posted, which we absolutely love, by the way, in the Facebook group. But some have a little bit of the staining, and that's from just wiping down and then cooking again, and then because it looks good on the surface, but there's some angles that the camera gets where you can see a little bit of that stickage or stainage. It's simple to do after every single cook. As soon as we can, while it's still hot, squirt it with water to get the steam up, to just release any food that might be stuck to the griddle.
Right.
And then once it cools just a little bit, I take a thing of hot water and soap, hot soapy water, and like Adam said, the scrubber. I just use the green pad, and I literally just go and I scrub over it. This whole process maybe takes 3 minutes.
Maybe,
so once I have all the suds up, then I take a paper towel. I don't rinse at this point. I take a paper towel and I dry it with the soap on it. Just gives it an extra cleaning.
Well, it basically lets you see if there are any spots where you have to give a little bit of elbow grease to it, and put a little bit more oomph into it.
Yeah, the exactly for the try exactly. And then after that, then I squeeze it with water to rinse it, and then the squeegee. Which it's just so satisfying to watch the water just dry it completely.
We call it the squeegee. This is actually a silicone bowl scraper. It's a baking scraper, but we found these. There's a link to them down below. We know Tommy at Gallery Backyard Barbecue absolutely loves these as well. Excuse me, Tommy at Gallery Backyard Barbecue and Griddle loves these as well. And shout out to you, Tommy. And he's got some great footage as well on the griddle. You got to check him out. Bottom line is we just like to show our griddle cooking.
Yep.
It doesn't matter what you're cooking on. If you're watching this video because you're curious about the Sierra or the Ultimate Griddles from Pit Boss, we just want to give you some good information, things that we've learned that we think are really important.
And the reason why we think that they're so important is because of all the griddles out there. These are the only ones that we know of with this ceramic armor coating.
Within the United States. I know somebody sent us something similar from Great Britain.
Across the pond. Yes, exactly. But as far as we're concerned, from the other ones that we've had, with the cold rolled steel and things like that, where you do need the oil and the seasoning, these are the first of its kind that we know of and that we've used. And so these are definitely different than what most of us are used to. And so that's why we want to do this video, was to show you what we've learned. And we're calling it what we've learned so far because we'll probably have an update in another 6-8 months.
Right. And so it kind of brings us to the last point. And this is kind of an overall big point, but it's a point nonetheless. These things are pretty freaking tough.
Yes, they are.
100 cooks on my Sierra, and recently in a Facebook group, somebody reached out and said, hey, I'm really interested, but I want to know how long they will look. Does anybody mind sharing a picture and saying how many cooks they have on it, and then a picture of the griddle so I can look at it and get an idea? I went right out and took a picture of mine, and I'm like, this has been about 100 cooks, and it looks brand new. And they commented, wow, that looks brand new, and it does. The griddle still looks brand new. The surface is spectacular. Pit Boss knows we're running it through the ringer.
Yep.
They've reached out to us and told us, keep giving it your all. We are trying to figure out how many cooks you could get on it.
And like going back to what Adam says, as far as Pit Boss knows that's what we're doing. It's one thing we love about Pit Boss is we are actually in communication, open dialogue with them about these units. And they're like, guys, go at it, do what you can, do what you will. But they put a lot of their trust and their name behind these and behind us, and we love that.
Right.
So,
and one thing too with learning this process, and my point in bringing up about how tough they are and how great they are, early on, we were like, we see a lot of comments of like Brett said, oh, I'm not going to touch that on the griddle because I don't want to ruin it. We were nervous about setting a pot on it, anything metal. We have the big metal basting dome. We were nervous about setting it down. Even the smasher. So I bought a silicone pad that we're using, which actually does work still really well. I like it. But it's not necessary. We've learned that we can set the metal down, anything on it. It's going to take a lot. In fact, Neil, the Flat Top King, uses metal utensils on his griddle on a regular basis. I would say, as does he. He uses them gently. He's careful with them, but it's his utensil of choice. And so far, working great. These things will take a beating. We will say, we've talked to some people at Pit Boss who say metal is fine. We've heard from others that it's not. So we won't recommend it, but you do what works for you, and so far it seems to not be a problem. For us, these new Pit Boss tools are spectacular. They're exact. They feel really nice in the hands. They're a little bit larger than ones we've used in the past, and they're awesome. I don't know how else to put it. They're great.
I will say, some people who complain about the paint wearing off, but that has been addressed by Pit Boss. So
and it's fixed. Yes, so
correctly.
their new ones are coming coming out.
Yep, exactly. So I just want to get that one out of the way. But these tools they're amazing.
Right.
They just feel satisfied with them, and the scraper is a game changer because of how wide it is.
Right. I would say the same thing as the metal. Even with these, people have complained about, oh, nylon is just going to melt. It's all about how you use it.
Yep.
With most griddles anyway, you shouldn't have them screaming unless you're making smash burgers.
Yep.
We cook on low or medium low on almost
Always.
everything. It gets plenty hot, and also it's within a temperature range that should be safe to use these utensils on. So it's just with anything, just be careful with the tools you have, and it's great. So our overall takeaway, this thing is awesome. The fact that I can still go out to my Sierra, whether we're cooking together or I'm just cooking for my family, and it just looks brand new every time.
Every time.
It's unbelievable.
Yep.
So we absolutely love them. What's been your experience with your Ultimate Griddle or your Sierra? Are you enjoying it? Are there other things or concerns that maybe you have questions about? Put those in the comments below, because
we got you.
We got you. Pit Boss will even look and we'll talk with them and we'll bring the concerns to them. I think one of the greatest things about getting to work with a company like Pit Boss is how open they are and honest they are, and like, listen, find the problems, because they want to get it better and they want to do it right.
Yep.
So we appreciate getting to work with such a great company on a product like this. It's been a dream.
Yep.
And it's been awesome. And we still get to griddle cook, which we absolutely love.
Yes, that's the best part. That is the best part.
No kidding.
Our love and joy for griddle cooking. We get to come up with these amazing ideas. We get to share them with you, and then we actually get amazing ideas from you, and then we get to share them with you as well. So we love it.
If you are considering it, we absolutely recommend it 100%.
100%.
We love these things.
Love it.
And again, if something changes, if all of a sudden it breaks down or we're having issues, we'll bring that to you.
We're going to be
as well.
transparent. Absolutely.
Yep. We're only as good as the products we use, and we wouldn't use them if we didn't really believe in them or think there was a great product. So that's kind of it.
Yeah.
If you did like this video, if it gave you some new knowledge or information and it helped you out, then make sure and give this video a thumbs up. We really do appreciate it. It's one way in which you can support us in what we do. Another way you can support us is through our merchandise. There's a link to that in the description below this video. I love that we get to just come and hang out and talk about some of the things we love. We've been wanting to do this one for a while. In fact, it's been on our list for about a month now. In fact, I think we were going to do a 6-month update. Here we are 8 months later. But aside from coming to just share our wealth of information with the masses.
Wealth of information.
So share some good information that we know. Why else are we doing this?
Because all we do is twin, no matter what.
And with that, we bid you adieu.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
And griddle on!